Welcome back to Closing Arguments. I'm Ted Rollins in for Vinnie Politan tonight. Glad to have you along with us. On the docket tonight, we are taking a look at the cases pending against Grammy Award winner R. Kelly as we approach his first trial out of New York. Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter R. Kelly is facing trials in 3 states in both federal and state court. Kelly is accused of having sex with underage girls and, in the New York federal case, of giving a girl herpes without telling her about his infection. In 2008, Kelly was found not guilty in a child pornography case. The latest charges surfaced following the Lifetime documentary series Surviving R. Kelly, which featured alleged victims' stories of manipulation and abuse at the hands of Kelly.
I was a little girl in a bad man's world. I never really recovered from it.
The New York federal case is set to go first and involves 5 victims and charges related to sex trafficking and racketeering. The herpes allegation is expected to be part of the jury selection process. A proposed questionnaire from the defense has this question included. Have you, a family member, a close friend, or spouse or partner ever had a sexually transmitted disease? It's a question the defense wants in. Prosecutors are objecting, saying the question, among other reasons, is, quote, unnecessarily intrusive.
There's going to be a whole panoply of evidence presented by the state about Mr. Kelly, about his health condition, about whether he allegedly transmitted an STD to somebody else, whether they knew that he had an STD. So clearly, it's evidence that the government's going to rely upon in its case in chief. So it would make obvious sense to ask the jurors questions about their familiarity with it, whether they've experienced themselves, whether they've been a victim of that type of STD, et cetera, et cetera. So to us, it's a no-brainer.
R. Kelly has consistently denied any wrongdoing, saying any relationships were consensual and the girls were all of the age of consent. He lost his composure during a 2019 interview with Gayle King on CBS This Morning.
I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave out 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career.
Right now, you're obviously getting a one-sided take on R. Kelly. You're getting snippets of video that are produced and packaged in a way to make him the worst possible. And you got to remember, we're talking about allegations that in some instances are 20 to 25 years ago by persons who have already testified and or given statements under oath saying something that's absolutely contrary to what they're saying today.
Another obstacle for the defense is the fact that R. Kelly can't read.
Somewhat attuned to a case when you need an interpreter because your client doesn't speak the language.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can fly.
R. Kelly's illiteracy has not stopped him from churning out hit songs or even authoring his autobiography, Solar Coaster. But it is a disadvantage, claims his defense team, because he can't go through depositions or other discovery on his own. And they've also brought up COVID, saying that has hurt them. It's such a complicated situation in terms of defending R. Kelly. In fact, he has a whole new defense team that's going to represent him, starting off with the federal case in New York. And then it is off to Illinois for a federal case and then a state case in Illinois right now. Will that change? Possibly. Let's bring the tank back in here. There's a status hearing in Illinois coming up as well. We'll talk about that. Casey, early is this case. You know, one of the things brought up is that you watch the documentary and you think, oh man, he is going down. But his defense brings up the point that the individuals, some of them in the documentary, some of them not, but the accusers, they've already interviewed them. They have been deposed over the years. There's so much time that has gone by. There's an opportunity to impeach, and a courtroom's different, isn't it, than a Netflix miniseries?
Absolutely. However, those statements can be used against the alleged victims that did participate in this documentary. But let me say this: it's unfortunate because R. Kelly was and is his music is still being played, although radio stations would like to mute R. Kelly. It's unfortunate that this disgraced musical genius was allowed to go on for so long. His circle of managers, the bodyguards, his entourage, they all turned a blind eye to R. Kelly and what he was doing. I mean, this is not his first rodeo. He was allowed to prey on young girls for years, even dating back to the most famous relationship that he had with Aaliyah when he married a teenager. So it's unfortunate that he was allowed to go on this long without, being punished for these actions. These are not isolated incidents and events, whether they were with young girls or what the prosecution is now bringing out, that there's allegations that he had sexual relations with boys. But it's time for the jury to determine his fate. And also the fact that he's bringing up that he can't read and with COVID, prior to going into private practice, I was a public defender, and most of my clients were indigent and they could not read. But there's ways of getting around that. This is just a trial delay tactic, and it's time for him to face a jury so that they can determine his fate.
Well, and it is happening, Michael Bixon. The idea, and Casey, it makes a great point. I mean, at some level, society has allowed him, and this is not the first story like this. Someone gets a certain level of fame and fortune, and they make their own laws, and people around them do not turn them in. And sometimes even investigators don't go after them with the same vigor. What are you expecting here at trial? Do you think the federal government going first is an advantage for prosecutors? Your overall thoughts on the case and the strength of it?
I think they have a pretty good case. I mean, there's a lot of evidence here, and now we know about them trying to bring in all these other witnesses and really trying to bring in a lot of character evidence. And I think they're probably going to be able to get it in. I am not a fan of character evidence in general. I think that a case should be tried on its merits, not who the person is, and sort of their reputation amongst the community. And I think when you try to bring in a lot of sort of evidence like that, it really becomes less about what he's charged with and more about who he is. And I think, it tends to confuse jurors. It tends to make them very volatile in terms of the decisions they make. So I do have an issue with that. But, even that being set aside, there's a lot of evidence. And I think on top of all the, news media and the documentaries that have been made about him, I think that it's already sort of tipped the favor a little bit towards the prosecution.
Yeah, the public settlement at this point, which one could argue for years and years, it was the other way around, where rumors or stories were out, but they went away quickly because of his fame and fortune. We're going to step aside and take a break. First, we want to say there is a status hearing in this case in Illinois on August 12th for that case, and a trial date of August 9th in New York, September 13th in Illinois. We'll continue to track it. Will it go then? Well, we'll have to wait and see. You never know. Next, a man